Okay then, right, we will begin, and if others join us, that's great. So my name is Teacher Danny, okay, so feel free to call me that if you need any help whatsoever. If you do need any help at any point, do just ask, either type in the chat if you don't want to unmute yourself, or you can just unmute yourself. I don't mind how you communicate, as long as you're happy and understanding what's going on. So these lessons, okay, for the next 4 weeks are all about trying to get you ready for Key Stage 3. So I've picked 4 topics that are very, very important, okay, for secondary school. So I can see from my list, a lot of you are starting year 7 for the first time, and some of you have already gone through year 7 and going into year 8. So this topic that we're about to look at should be very useful for you. However, before we begin, I want a quick warm up. So what I want everyone to do is in the chat, just so we all know where the chat is, simply send me your name, what country you are in, and how old you are, please. So type in the chat, what's your name, what country you are in, and how old you are. So if you go to the chat, so we can get used to using that function. So if you can send it directly to me rather than everyone else. So if you click the down, or Daniel was a bit too quick there before I said just send it to me. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Phoebe. So we have Daniel from Britain, who's 12, but 13 in September. Phoebe in England, who's 11. Adam, and who else? Who's the other one who we need to hear from? Adam and Jasmine. Thank you very much. So yeah, just send in. Okay, so we have Daniel, who's 12. Phoebe, who's 11. So Jasmine and Adam, can we have your name, where you're from, and how old you are, please? If you're struggling to type, maybe just unmute yourself and say it. True, Daniel. Yeah, their name is in their Zoom. Yep. I still want to know where they're from and their age, but that is a fair point. Adam is from England as well. Everyone's from England and 12 as well. So Phoebe, I'm going to give you, hang on, was it Jasmine or Phoebe? It's Jasmine. Jasmine, I'm going to give you 30 more seconds. England is the best. Well, it's the best at women's football, isn't it? Won the competition the other day.
Nice. On thing.
Pardon? What was that?
Can I say it like?
Yeah, go on in. Yep, go on, say it, Jasmine.
I'm 9, Jasmine from England.
9, Jasmine from England. Excellent. So we've got a full English lineup. Brilliant. Okie doke. So what we've got 4 ages there. So let's have a quick race. Who can add up all those ages and tell me what all those 4 ages added up gives us? Okay, we have an answer. We have one answer in. Keep coming. Let's see if we get a few more. Might not be correct. We have 54 so far. Any more advances on 54? You can either say it or type it. Phoebe says 44. We've just lost Jasmine. She's gone off screen. Jasmine, you still there? And Adam, have you got an answer for us? Right. Okay, we'll go. We've got a couple more answers in there as well. Direct message. Oh, have you got an answer for me, Jasmine, as you just sat back down? 44 as well. Okay, so we've got 2 44s and we've got 54. So let's have a look. So we'll just first of all add up our units or ones. Okay, some people may call it units, some may call it ones, means the same thing. So 2 plus 1 plus 2 is 5. Add the 9 is 14. So we carry the 1. So we've all got the units correct so far. Then 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus this 1 down here is 44. So well done to the 2 people who said 44. The one who said 54, my guess is I reckon you did that in your head and rushed it in your head. Yeah, there we go. So what we're going to look at today is something called BIDMas. So it has got addition in it. Who has heard of BIDMas before? Ah, there we go. See, now someone has just sent in a different word, which I'm going to explain in a minute. But you can just put yes or no in the chat or unmute yourself and say yes or no. Jasmine has. Daniel has. Phoebe has. Excellent. Adam, are we there? Adam, I've not heard from you in a while. Adam's heard it as well. Excellent. Good. So we've all heard of it before, which is great. However, someone did say BIDMas. So who has heard of BIDMas before, or who has heard of BIDMas before? So sort of which one have you heard the most, BIDMas or BIDMas? What are people more familiar with, the BID or the BOD? So let me know in the chat. Yeah, there we go. So Daniel's more frequent with the BOD. Phoebe's heard of the BID. More about Adam and Jasmine. Have you guys heard of BIDMas more or BIDMas more? Because these both come up in different ways. Okay, so BIDMas does seem to be more popular. Fantastic. So hopefully we should be quite good with this. Now, the only difference is if you see BIDMas instead of BIDMas somewhere, is that they have used the O and they use the word other usually. So it's you do your brackets, then you do other stuff first, then you division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. Okay, or orders. Okay, excellent. Now, orders means you may not have seen what the I means, but that's fine. We're going to go through that. Okay, but it's good that we all have a good understanding already. Good. Indices, yeah. So, BIDMas. When do we use BIDMas? So you've all heard of it. Can anyone tell me when we have to use it? So it's a word that we all know, we've all seen in maths and has to be used in all equations. Good. But can anyone be more specific? Okay, all equations is still correct. But there's a more specific way of explaining it. But I like that, Daniel. That was a good thing. In maths, it has to be used in all equations, which is true. But sometimes there's some equations where you can kind of forget about it. There's a more specific time we have to use BIDMas. Okay, when there's division involved, yep. I'm going to give everyone else 30 more seconds to send in a message. And then if I don't hear from anyone, then I'm going to say when we have to use it. Feel free to take a wild guess. No, right. So we use BIDMas when there is more than one operation in the question. Okay, so for example, if we have 3 plus 4 plus 5, okay, we can just work left to right. Oh, good, Daniel. Good. I'm glad it was in the head. Excellent, Adam. Okay, no wonder that took you so long to type. There's loads there. Well done, Adam. Okay, so when we have just addition in our question, we can work left to right, 3 plus 4 plus 5. However, if we have more than one operation, so for instance, 5 squared minus 10 plus 6 multiplied by 4, okay, we have more than one operation here. We have squaring, we have subtraction, we have some brackets, we have addition, we have multiplication. So that's when we think, we now need to use BIDMas, because BIDMas tells us what order we have to do in. And Adam has already sent me through what each letter means, which I'm sure you all know. So help me out. What does the B stand for? Feel free to shout it out or type it. Yeah, excellent. Everyone's getting that right. Brackets. Okay, the B stands for brackets, and loads of you are already jumping miles ahead of me. Yeah, go on, send them all through. The I means indices, which a lot of you have already said. Some of you have spelt it wrong though, so you might want to just spot how it's spelt. In D-I-C-E-S, indices. Then we have division. Then we have division. Well done. Keep sending them in. Some of you are already at the S. Some of you are still typing. Keep going. Then we have the M, which is multiplication. Yeah, that's how I actually remember it. Is that I have to write dice. We have multiply. We have addition. I'm just going to write add for now because you're all ahead of me now. And then we have subtraction as well. And before we actually start looking at, I'm going to write subtraction now. It's a long word to end on. Before we actually start looking at how we use BIDMas, what I want is just to check that all our indices work is very good, because you all got this straight away, okay, which is fantastic. That's really, really good. So those of you going into year 7, if you already know this, that's brilliant. Okay, really, really well done. But now what I want to check is that we're all just confident, with the I bit, okay, what indices are. So does anyone feel confident to unmute themselves or type in the chat what indices are, or what they represent, or how they're represented, or just any information you have on what an indice might be? So you can either type it in the chat. If you're feeling confident though, unmute yourselves and speak to the whole class.
Am I even talking or no?
Yep, Daniel, we can hear you. Yep.
So indices are pretty much the square, cubed, any of them, as long as you have anything with the little number at the top of the main number would be an indice.
Yeah, perfect. Really nicely explained. So we have a main number, which could be 8, and then let's say a little number, which could be the 2. Oh, excuse me. Which is what Daniel said is the squared. Okay, we could have a main number, which is cubed, or a main number with any little number to the top. Okay, so really nicely explained there, Daniel. Does anyone know the official formal name for the main number and the official name for the small number? So that was really, really well explained, Daniel. It was absolutely perfect. So can we now get the mathematical language? Yes, excellent. The small number is the power, or the indice, correct, well done. Does anyone know what we call the main number? No? The base number, okay? But we can call it the main number. It means the same thing. So yeah, we have our main number, the base number, obviously the 8 here, the 7 here, or the 10 here. Or as you rightly said in the chat, okay, we have the power, or the indice, as our small number. So that's really, really good. So let's get rid of the 8 squared and the 10 to the power of 5. What does 7 to the power of 3 actually mean? So if we say 7 to the power of 3, what are we actually saying there? Is it 7 times 3? Is it 7 plus 3? Daniel, thank you very much. Daniel sent me an answer in. Can anyone else send me an answer in? Or again, unmute yourself if you're feeling confident. So 7 to the power of 3, does it mean 7 times 3, 7 add 3, 7 take away 3, 7 times itself 3 times? Does it mean 7 take away 3 times? So Daniel sent me the right answer. You can talk in a minute, Daniel, definitely. I just want to see if anyone else can send me in the answer. Anyone else know what 7 to the power of 3 means? Go on. Yes, thank you, Adam. Excellent. Adam sent the right answer as well. So go on in, Daniel, unmute yourself again and tell us what it means. We've got a correct answer from Adam and yourself so far.
So it basically means you're timesing 7 by itself 3 times. So 7 times 7 would be 49, and then 49 times 7 is whatever. So
it's whatever.
Yeah, I forgot. I had it in my head, but then it just poof.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct, Daniel. Really well done. 7 to the power of 3 means 7 times 7 times 7. Okay, that's absolutely perfect. And well done, Adam. Sorry, Daniel said it perfectly, and Adam, you sent in the right answer as well. Okay, it means 7 times 7 times 7, which as well, they've sent in the answer, is 343. We use powers so we don't have to write the same calculation over and over again. So for example, if we go back to our 10 to the power of 5, okay, that's the same as saying 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Okay, and that takes a long time to write out 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. So we just say 10 to the power of 5. Okay, which means we do 10 times 10, which is 100, times 10, which is 1,000, times 10, which is 10,000, times 10, which is 100,000. Excellent. Someone beat me to the answer there, which is great. Okay, we get the answer of 100,000. Well done. Excellent. So that's what a power is. It's a shortened way of writing a longer calculation that involves multiplication, and more specifically, when it is multiplying itself. 7 times 7 times 7, 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Okay, instead of writing those long calculations out, we simply put a power up. So what I want you guys to do is a quick practice session. Whoops. Okay, there are 10 questions there. What I want you to do is write all these in index notation. You might see this as a new word here. And what that means is write it as a power or write it with an indice. Okay, so there's 3 different ways we could say this question. We can write it in index notation, we can write it with a power, or we can write it with an indice. All 3 things mean the same. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you all 3 minutes. Now, what you can do, you can either write it on a piece of paper in front of you, or you can direct message me your answers. I don't mind which way you do it. If you prefer to type. If you prefer to do it on a piece of paper, do it on the piece of paper. But I'm going to give you 3 minutes starting now. If you need any help, though, just ask. Either unmute yourself or pop it in the chat. 1 minute remaining. That's 60 seconds. 60 seconds. If you've written them all down on a piece of paper, which I think you have, Yasmin, I think I was watching, send me over a couple of answers just so I can see how you're getting on. So, for example, send me over maybe A, E, and I. Okay, then last 20 seconds. If you can send me just a couple of your answers over, those who wrote them down, just so I can see how we're getting on. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to go around one at a time and get some answers off you all. So you're all going to have to unmute your microphone at some point, okay, and just say the answer. Okay, you'll be fine. Well done to those who have sent me the answers across. Those who were sending them in the chat, gone all correct. Right. Okay. So first of all, Daniel, can you give me the answer to the first one, please?
The answer to the first one would be 4 to the power of 3.
Excellent. Okay, in good language there, 4 to the power of 3. Okay, you could have also said 4 cubed, but both of those, but the 4 to the power of 3 is the perfect language to use. Well done. Let's go down the list just as I see you. Jasmine, what is the answer to B, please?
8 to the power of 4.
You've gone down. Okay, that's fine. We'll go down. That's it. 8 to the power of 4. Well done. The perfect maths language there as well. And then let's go to Phoebe. Phoebe, are you able to unmute yourself and give me the answer to either B or G, depending on whether you want to cross or down?
It's 0.9 to the power of 3.
Yeah, 0.9 to the power of 3. Well done. Now, this sometimes trips students up because it's a decimal, but it's exactly the same maths. Okay, well done. And then Adam, could you do either B or J for me, depending which way round you went?
2 to the power of 18.
Excellent. Well done, Adam. Yes, 2 to the power of 18. Well done. This one, you've got to count lots of 2s up. But yes, 2 to the power of 18. Well done. You all got your questions correct. Fantastic. And for those who are doing it on a piece of paper and didn't send it to me, okay, there are the rest of the answers if you wish to mark. But just be aware they go across and some of you went down. So you might need to just figure out which order you did in. But really well done. Everyone who sent me them over the chat got them perfectly correct. So really well done. And you all just answered them perfectly there as well. Jasmine, I think you were the only one who did it by paper. So quickly tell me when you finish marking them and then I can move on. Just give me a thumbs up when you've marked all your work. Excellent. Thank you, Adam. Phoebe's done as well as a thumbs up there. Brilliant. So next up, okay, is the reverse. Okay, simply we have it to the power there. So we have 9 to the power of 2, 10 to the power of 3. We simply now want to write it out in full. So for example, this question here was 7 to the power of 4. So we're now going to write it out in full. However, as you all did so well in the last one, I'm not going to give you 3 minutes. I'm going to give you 1 minute to try and answer as many of those questions as possible. You have 1 minute. Off you go. Again, either do it on a piece of paper, or send it to me in the chat, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Your 1 minute starts now. Okay, a minute's up. So let's once again go through with everyone. Let's sign this start. Adam, I'm going to start with you because you went last time. Adam, what did you get for the first one? Thank you. So Adam just sent me in the chat, so maybe he's having a bit of a problem with his mic, but well done. Adam sent 9 times 9. Well done. And we'll work our way up. Phoebe, what did you get for B, please?
10 times 10 times 10.
Exactly, yeah, 10 times 10 times 10. Brilliant. Next on the list is Jasmine. What did you get for C?
I didn't do C, I only done A, H, B, and I.
Okay, do you want to do H for me then? Do H?
I got 6 times 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 6.
Yeah, brilliant. 6 times 6 times 6, 7 times. Well done. Okay, fantastic. And then Daniel, what did you get for C?
I got 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2.
Exactly, yeah. It's one of these questions where it's awful to answer, isn't it? Because they go on and on. Well done. 4 out of 4 again. For those of you who are doing it on pieces of paper, there are the rest of the answers if you want to mark your work. Okay, but it's really good. All 4 of you got 4 of those correct again. Okay, so this is really, really good. So yeah, you only needed a minute. Jasmine, again, give me a thumbs up when you've marked all your work. And Adam, let me know when you've marked some more as well. Yeah, exactly. Someone just said in the chat that it's so much easier saying it as an indice. Exactly. Good. And we've all finished marking. Well done, everyone. Last question to do with indices then. Okay. What I want you to do now is actually find out the numerical value of these. So what we've been doing, we previously were just writing 10 squared as 10 times 10. But now I actually want to know what is the value of that? 10 times 10 is 100. Okay. What is 3 times 3 times 3? What is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2? What is 5 times 5 times 5? Okay. Again, because you all did so well at this, and I want to move on to the other sections. Okay. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. If you find this quite easy, okay, the green one is a bit of a challenge, okay, because they're all 2s and it gets to very high numbers. But feel free to do the harder questions, okay. So, for example, L is quite difficult. What other one's quite difficult? J is quite difficult. C is quite difficult. All the questions down here are quite difficult. So don't feel like you have to do them in order. Challenge yourself. Do the harder questions. And I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Either send them to me in the chat or write them down again. Over to you. Ask if you need any help. Halfway. You got 60 seconds left. Okay, then. So once again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through, get you all to answer one. Now, I don't know which ones you did because I said try the harder ones. So you can tell me which one you want to answer. So let's start off with Phoebe. Phoebe, which one was you doing? And which one would you like to give me the answer to? Yep, that's fine. So, okay, let's do, go on and tell me C then, Phoebe. What answer did Phoebe just said as she just finished D? So tell me which one, what's the answer to C then, Phoebe? Unmute yourself and let us know.
Is it 12?
Which Phoebe, so you sent me the answer to C. Have a quick look back at what you said C was.
Oh, wait, what am I doing?
Anyone you want. Anyone. So look at all the ones you've done and just tell me which one you want to give me the answer to.
How about E?
Let's go for E. Yeah, go for E.
Okay, I think it's 12. Not sure though.
This one. That was it, this E? Yeah? Because there's two E's. I'm just checking this E, Phoebe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Phoebe, you sent me all the answers to these, and you were quite right. You got this one as 4, you got this one as 8, you got this one as 16, you got this one as 32. So do you think E can be 12? Do you think E is 12?
No, I just tried to do it in a different thing, so I do it a little more quickly. But let me quickly work it out now.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll come back to you, Phoebe, because you sent me 4 correct answers, which is fantastic. So do you want to work on the 5th? Let's go to Daniel now. Daniel, which is the hardest one you did? Now, Daniel did them all. So which one was the hardest one you did, Daniel? And give us the answer to that.
So I'd say it'd be the I know this is going to seem a bit random, but the 5 to the power of 4.
5 to the power of 4. Where's that? Okay, yep. L, yeah. What did you get?
I got 625 for that one.
625. Fantastic. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Brilliant. Then let's go to Jasmine. What was the hardest one you did? And tell us the answer.
I done J and M and a couple of others. For J, I got 100,000.
100,000. Fantastic. Yep. Well done.
And for M, I got 1,000,000.
Yeah, 1,000,000. Yeah, 6 zeros there. Well done. Okay, fantastic. Well done, Jasmine. And Phoebe has just sent me the right answer to E. Excellent, Phoebe. Yeah, it was 64. Well done. And then Adam, left to you now. Give us a final one that you've done, the hardest one you did. What I will do whilst Adam is currently typing away, is what you might notice here in the green section is that they're doubling each time. So then this one would have been 128. Then this one would have been 256. Yes, excellent. Someone's already beat me to it. So this is what you may notice as your memory might be. Okay, so like 1 gigabyte is actually 1024, which is 2 to the power of 10. But also this is binary. Okay, so the powers you're seeing here links with binary, okay, which is what your computer language is, which is what your calculator language is, which is what your phone language is. everything is in binary. Okay, so powers are really useful to know, because if you're going to go on to do more advanced maths, these numbers will become very, very familiar to you indeed. Okay. So not that I want to get too sidetracked here, Daniel, but they are technically zeros and ones. Okay. So 2 to the power of 0. Okay, then we have 2 to the power of 1. Then we have 2 to the power of 2. And the way binary works, okay, so 2 to the power of 0 is 1. 2 to the power of 1 is 2. 2 to the power of 2 is 4. So if I wanted to write down the number 5, I would write down, I want 2 to the power of 0 once. Don't want 2 to the power of 1. Or do I? No. And I want 2 to the power of 2 once, because then this is 1 plus 4, which gives me 5. So 1, 0, 1 is binary for 5. So that's how binary works. But we're not looking at that today. But I just thought it was really interesting that you brought that up. So well done, Daniel. That was really good. So Adam, okie doke, I'll come back to you in a minute. We're now going to move on to division and multiplication, because what order do we do division and multiplication in? If we have a question like the above, what order do we do the multiplication and division in? So thank you. Adam sent me an thank you, Adam's just sent me an answer in. Has anyone else got an answer to this? Because you are slightly taught it in a different way, I think, in primary school compared to secondary school, which is why I think this is important to go through. Okay, thank you. Daniel just sent me an answer in. Jasmine and Phoebe, if you don't know, just say don't know. It's perfectly fine. Okay, I just want to sort of get a feel of what people have learned about this. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Phoebe. So now in primary school, I think most of you have been taught we do the division first, then the multiplication. So you would do this section first, 20 divided by 4, which is 5. And then we'd do 10 times the 5, which gives us 50. Now, actually, when we get to higher level maths, especially secondary school maths, the D and the M are combined. So if you have a division and a multiplication, so if you have a question with division and multiplication in it, we do that just left to right. Okay, we don't do the division first. So we actually do division and multiplication just left to right. So whilst this answer gives us 50, you're going to notice that if we work just left to right as well, 10 times 20, we do that bit first, which gives us 200. Why is it not writing? Gives us 200. And then we divide that by 4. We actually get the same answer in this situation. And that's because if you tend to do the multiplication first and then the division, okay, or then the division first and multiplication, but if it's first in the actual question, we tend to get the same answer anyway. It only starts changing when the division comes first in the question, believe it or not. Okay, hence why we can do these in any order. Because if that multiplication comes first, okay, we're still going to get the same answer anyway. But if the division comes first in the question, okay, it will actually change the answer. But we're already doing it in that order anyway. So if we see a question with just multiplying and dividing, we just work left to right. So for example, this question, we don't do this section first because there's no need to. We simply do 3 times 16. Does anyone know what 3 times 16 is in their head? Yeah, excellent. 48. Okay, 48. And then we divide that by 2. Okay, which gives us 24. Okay, 3 times 16 is 48. Divide by 2 gives us 24. Okay, even if we did this the other way round, okay, so for example, we did 3 times 16 divided by 2, which is 8, we get the 24. So again, we're getting the same answers, which is why we don't need to worry about doing that division first. We can just work left to right. And then one more question. This time we already have that division first, so we just work left to right. We do 50 divided by 5, which gives us 10. Then we times that by 3 to give us 30. Okay, because we just go left to right. Now, if we did this the other way around and did the multiplication first, we would get a different answer. Okay, so with division and multiplication, just work left to right. And I'm going to give you 4 questions just to practice. Whoops. So 4 questions to practice there. Can you do 6 times 3 times 2? 6 times 3 divided by 2, 6 divided by 3 times 2, 6 divided by 3 divided by 2. Okay, remember, all of these only have multiplication and division in, so just work left to right. Over to you guys. Send me the answers in the chat or do them on a piece of paper, whichever you feel most comfortable with. You have 2 minutes. Excellent. I've got some answers in. Do send me through if you've got any. If not, you've got 20 seconds left. Okay, thank you very much, Phoebe. Thank you, Daniel. See Jasmine typing away there. There we go. Thank you, Jasmine. And Adam, have you got any answers for me? Okay, so let's start with Jasmine answered. Jasmine said this was 36, and you are correct, Jasmine. Well done. Okay, 6 times 3 is 18, times by 2 gives us 36. Well done. And Daniel said that this is 9, which is also correct. Because we work left to right, 6 times 3, okay, is 18. Divide that by 2 gives us 9. And then this one, well done, everyone who sent me in the answers to this, got this one correct as well. 6 divided by 3 is 2, times it by 2 is 4. And then this one, 6 divided by 3 is 2, divided by 2 again gives us 1. Well done. Everyone who sent me those answers in, okay, got it almost correct. There was one mistake there. I won't say who got it. It was a very, very small mistake, so well done. And moving on to adding and subtraction. Again, we don't have to worry about the order for this. If we just have adding and subtraction, we once again just go left to right, okay? Because again, it's just, it doesn't change anything. We've got to do the adding first, it says. So we do 10 plus 20, which gives us 30, minus the 4, which gives us 26. Okay, so there we don't even have to think about it. However, if we have the takeaway first, okay, we have to do the subtraction first here. We work left to right. Now, this may confuse some of you because we're going into negative numbers before. Okay, now someone has just said, why are we not doing the A first? Again, it's because these are inverse operations of each other, okay? So that means they're opposite. Inverse operations means opposite. Now, in junior school, I know a lot of you are taught just to make your way down the list. That's not how it works when we get to a bit more advanced maths, is that D and the M are combined and we work left to right. The A and the S are combined to work left to right. So actually the way BIDMas should be written is really like this. The D and the M and the A and the S as a group. Okay, and again, we just work left to right here. 3 take away 16, it's minus 13. Add the 2 gives us -11. Well done there for getting negative numbers, because I don't think some of you would have seen those before. Really, really good. And again here, we just go 50 plus 5. 50 plus 5 is 55. Take away the 3 is 52. We just work left to right if it's just adding and subtracting as well. So I'm going to whiz through this one because I want to actually get on to some real BIDMas questions. Okay, so 60 seconds, 4 questions again. They've all only got adding or subtracting in it. So go through those left to right. Over to you, 60 seconds. Okay then. So I've already got lots of answers through. You guys are very quick at working. Indeed, everyone who sent me through the answers, go on, Jasmine, I can see you type in there. Just wait for you to get yours in. Yeah, perfect, good. Yeah, everyone who sent me in the answers, I've got this all correct. Well done. The first one is 11. Fantastic. Okay. Everyone who sent me the answer in for the second one has also got this correct. It is 7. Well done. Now, there was only one small error on this one. Okay. 6 take away 3 is 3. Add 2 is 5. Okay. Only one small error there. I'm not going to say who it was. And then everyone got this one right as well. It is 1. So 11, 7, 5, 1. Well done, everyone. So we have, that is pretty much the end of the lesson. So what we're going to do next lesson is we're then going to start now looking at these type of questions. So we have lots of different operations coming in this time. Okay, now these, why we're focusing on BIDMas, okay, for 2 of the 4 weeks, is because it covers everything. It covers those 4 key rules: adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. It also covers indices, brackets, okay, and those are so important when it comes to algebra, which will be this next thing we look at as well. Okay, so we're going to spend 2 weeks on BIDMas and then 2 weeks on algebra, the very basics of algebra. And this will be a massive help when we move on to algebra, okay? And then once you have those sort of 2 skills in place, everything you learn in year 7, you should be able to build upon, okay? But I've been really, really impressed with everyone today. You've done some excellent, excellent work indeed. You should be very chuffed, okay? And I'm looking forward, some people are already telling me in the chat, they are good at algebra, which is very good indeed, especially for this age range. So well done. Is there any questions before we end this lesson? Give us a thumbs up if you're happy and you have no questions. Good. Thumb up from Phoebe. Excellent. Thumbs up from Daniel. Good. Thumbs up from Yasmin. Excellent. And thumbs up from Adam in the chat there. Brilliant. Well done, everyone. Excellent work. Next week is going to be even harder. Then we're going to get even harder and even harder. So we're really going to challenge your brains. Well done. Really nice meeting you all. And I'll see you again this time next week. Have a fantastic week, everyone.